It's just gotten so competitive. Everybody we talk to has already talked to 3 or 4 or 5 more people. So if you think you can get by in this business with poor sales skills and poor communication skills, you're not going to do well.
How is he, doctor? It looks like he's dead.
Oh my God!
Oh, little guy. The tears aren't coming. The tears just aren't coming.
Just to be clear, it looks like he's dead or he is dead? It just looks like he's dead. He's got like blue paint on him or something. But he's going to be fine.
What is wrong with you?
Doctor!
People are investing in learning how to become better on the phones. And so if you don't as well, you're going to lose out. I just did a deal on a sub-2 deal in San Antonio, and the seller told me, I've got 5 written offers in front of me.
Really?
Why are we talking right now?
Wow.
And I ended up getting the deal, wholesaled it for $12,000, and I had to beat out the other 5. And I didn't pay more, so that's not how I beat them.
And that was a lot of people thought. People just assumed that you probably paid more. And in my head, I'm like, no, that's not it.
No,
you know the first thing that came to my mind is, why did 5 people randomly email a contract so it could sit on his desk unsigned?
And he wanted 6. He wanted mine. I said, no, I'm not sending you mine until we have a deal, right?
Love it.
Because it was an objection, clearly.
Yep.
And he's shopping everybody.
Yep.
Smart guy, shopping everybody. But my point with that is, like, you're not the only one that seller's talking to. Very rarely when I talk to a seller, am I the first one or the only one they're talking to.
Yep.
So we have a very sophisticated seller in 2024, way more than we've ever had.
And they have options. And so how do you stand out? I say this all the time in conversations. One of the best compliments you can get, other than signing a deal, at the end of a conversation is somebody saying, what was your name again? Because that means you did something in that conversation that they want to remember.
They care enough.
They want you to be the person's name that stands out to them.
Yeah.
That means you did your job. If you're just going through the process and you sound like everybody else, they don't care to talk to you again, because they're going to talk to you in another 5 minutes when the next guy or the next lady calls.
Yeah, that's really powerful. I think maybe another thing that I do really well naturally is I'm really good at mirroring.
I just wanna see your face light up since you put me on.
And I think mirroring, maybe you talk about this some in your training, but mirroring is a technique where you're matching the seller's personality style. And why this is so critical, I think, is because everybody naturally has their own personality, but you also need to be able to wear a different hat when it's time to wear a different hat. And so, like, and agents are a great example of this for me. Like, sometimes I'll call an agent and they'll be like, what's your offer? Tell me what it is. And they're in a hurry, they're abrupt. So I'm not going to be like, hey, how's it going? How's the weather? What's you up to today?
Yeah.
That's the wrong. So then on the fly, I'm going to shift and I'm going to be very abrupt and I'm going to be very bold and I'm going to match that seller or that agent or whoever it is, because people relate more to themselves. So the more that they're talking to someone that they feel more comfortable with, then the more they're going to bring the guard down, build more trust.
We could get out of the palace, see the world.
Is it safe?
Sure, do you trust me?
What?
Do you trust me?
Yes.
And that's not easy to do for a lot of people.
It's not.
They're not able to kind of shift that style on the fly.
Well, it's funny, if you listen back to the 2 examples that I gave at the beginning, know yourself, learn how to understand other people. Right? So why is knowing yourself important? Because if by default I have a specific personality type, I have to be self-aware enough to recognize when my personality type is not the right recipe for this conversation. I gotta be, and it's okay, right? It doesn't mean to lose yourself. It just means to alter the way you communicate so you make somebody else feel comfortable. The example I use all the time is, if I'm in Japan, I shouldn't be surprised if everybody around me is speaking Japanese. That's the language they speak. Well, we do the same thing with our personality types. And if I'm dealing with somebody who is what we call a red or an A type or a more aggressive personality, I can't get mad if they're abrupt to the point and don't want to tell me how the weather is that day. That's not them being rude, that's them being them. And if I want to be skilled, I have to be skilled enough to understand that this isn't a time for an emotional reaction where I'm going to get upset because they're rude and I don't like this business anymore and I should go do something else. Maybe I'll sell Bitcoin. This is where I say, okay, this is them being them. How do I alter to be able to have these conversations? And I use the red or the aggressive A-type personality a lot because for a lot of people, that's the most intimidating personality type. My opinion is it's one of the easiest to work with, because they're straight to the point. They don't care about the BS. They don't care about the fluff. Make it make sense. Have a real conversation with them. Get to the point. But if you know that about yourself and you understand very quickly, here, I listened to a couple of the signs, the cues that I know I can learn to look out for when I'm dealing with that personality type. Now I know it's time to push that button. I'm speeding it up. There's been plenty of times where I'll have a default answer the way I answer a conversation, but if they answer the phone super abrupt, guess what I'm immediately doing? I'm speeding up. I'm changing the pace at which I'm communicating. So it's little things that you need to do, and it just makes a world of difference.
All right, guys, so the video you just watched is actually a clip from a much longer podcast. But here's the question I have for you. What did you think about the video? Guys, in the comments below, let me know what you liked and didn't like about these excerpts that we're doing. Did you like the memes, the little comedic things that we added to the video to break it up a little bit and just to make it fun? Guys, we're doing this content for you, and we want to provide as much value as we possibly can. So do me a favor, if you will, in the comments below, let us know what you liked. Let us know what you didn't like. Let us know what you thought about those memes. Should we keep them? Should we get rid of them? What do you want to see in this channel that's going to help you to learn and grow as much as humanly possible? Guys, thank you so much for the feedback. We want to help to just make this channel exactly what you need it to be. We will see you guys on the next video.